we are going to create a card or a place card or any type of an image that you want to, where it's basically going to not have the piece fall out, or where it's going to leave the negative, but you want to make it look like it's in a frame. To do that, we're going to go ahead and use this Christmas tree. And the first thing I want to do is I want to multiply it and make sure that there's 3 of them, just so I can have a little bit different look. So to do that, I'm going to right mouse click on this, go down to multiply, and I'm going to make 2 more copies of it, so I'll put in 2 here. And then I'm going to come down with my spacing that I want between it, and you're going to notice I have a negative sign there. I want it to be minus 0.1. I'm going to have it go right across the screen and click OK. You're going to notice that they are overlapping a little bit, and what I want to do is weld them together and make them one piece. Now we're going to create a frame around these. What I want to do is I want to create it so that they will look like they're in a frame and that they're not going to fall out. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and create or select on my rectangle and come over here and draw a rectangle. Now you're going to notice I'm not going all the way around. I am leaving a little bit overlapping. That's because I need to have a place excuse me, that's going to catch it and pick it up so that I can do that. Our instinct at this point is to select all of it and then click on weld. Well, you're going to see that makes everything disappear. So that's not what we want to do. We're going to actually use a function called WYSiWYG, or what you see is what you get. And I'm going to just show you shape. It's WYSiWYG, what you see is what you get. Before I can use that, I need to get my image ready to be able to use that. To do that, I'm going to make myself a second rectangle. Okay. And actually, I wouldn't even have to make that second rectangle for the way I'm going to do that, but I'm going to show you. I'll actually do it 2 different ways to show you. I'm going to actually select the inside pieces here, and I'm going to duplicate that, and I'll move it down here. So you can see the 2 different ways to be able to do this. If I want it to be a square that I'm going to be able to cut and be able to paste to something, and then this is going to be something I put inside a card. I will show you the 2 different ways. Well, first, I need to center these to each other because they're not exactly the way I want them to be. So I'm going to select on both of them, come over to the justification bar, and I'm going to come up here and center them to themselves. So you can see now that this rectangle is exactly centered to itself. Now I'm also going to go ahead and come down here and center this to itself. So now everything is all ready to go as far as centering is concerned, but I really can't do anything at this moment unless I do the color fill. So what I want to do is I'm going to select on the trees here, I'm going to fill them with black. The second icon in, I'm going to go ahead and select and fill it with white. Or not icon, I'm sorry, rectangle, and fill it with white. Now you're going to notice that it made everything disappear. Well, I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my selection toolbar, and I'm going to send it to the back. Then I'm going to go ahead and select on the outside rectangle, have it turn it black. Again, don't be alarmed. I'm just going to go ahead and send it to the back because that's the look I want to have. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you some other option type things that you can do. I can also do this, fill it with black, and then I can also fill this with white and send it back. I can still get this same little look, but you're going to see, I want you to note here, you can understand the importance of putting the rectangle here, that I'm going outside the line here. But I'm still going to go ahead and do both of these so you can really see the difference of the importance of putting a rectangle on to be able to get the look we want. So we're going to go ahead and select both pieces, because right now if I cut them, I'm going to have all these little funny lines. So I need to do the shape, go up to shape, and I need to do the what you see is what you get, the WYSiWYG. I'm going to click on that, click on low, and I'm going to let it go through and do its work. What it is doing is it's going through and it's removing the places where the lines are overlapped because it's trying to give me exactly what I'm asking it to give me. A what you see is what you get. and so it's trying to get rid of all the little lines that I don't want to have there without me having to go and individually delete them or have to go through weld subtract and doing each specific spot throughout the whole entire thing. So we're going to go ahead and let it finish doing its job. Okay, now you can see that they are done. I'm going to go ahead and select both pieces, or all 4 pieces I should say, and this time I'm going to go ahead and remove the color fill from them. Well, you can see the ones on the right disappeared. Don't be alarmed. I'm just going to come back to my color palette, hover over the black color fill, and right mouse click on my line there and bring back the lines. Well, you can see on here that you've got a nice look here. But if you're going to notice down here, it looks like we have some double lines and duplicate lines, which is exactly what we do have. And I would have to go through and delete, whoops, I deleted the wrong one, I didn't want to. I'm going to need to go through and delete all the little extra pieces. Well, I can do that if I want to. That's one way to do it. But to me, it's just much easier to be able to just select the rectangle on the outside here and delete it. Now I've got the same exact look. Go ahead and get rid of these, and I will go ahead and get rid of this bottom one because now you can see that they do look exactly the same. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to place these inside of a card. I'm just going to make them a little bit smaller. I'm going to group them together as one piece because I'm going to be doing some centering, and if I try to center them, and I'm just going to show you, if I try to center these right now, you're going to see that it's going to squish up and make a funny look. So I'm going to go ahead and undo these, and I'm going to group them together as one group so that as they move around the page, they will think they're one piece, and that way as I center pieces, I'm going to be able to make it be exactly how I want. Well, I want my card to be, let's just say a 4x6 card. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this C, or click on that. I'm going to click on the letter C on my keyboard, and I want it to be exactly 6 inches wide and 4 inches tall. You're probably wondering why I'm not doing both the top and the bottom. I will show you that in just a moment, because right now I want to get this set of trees centered into the middle of my card. So I'm going to select all the pieces, go to my justification bar, and I'm going to go ahead and center them. So now they're exactly centered. What I want to do now is, while I'm in this transformation box still, I'm going to click off into my white space here and select just the rectangle. And then I'm going to go down here a little bit further to mirror. I'm going to click on mirror, and I want to actually duplicate this square, and I want to apply. And you're going to see it gives me the other side of that, my piece that I have there. Well, I want to do one more thing, and that is going to be to weld them together. And to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and select just the top piece, and I'm going to do one click down with my keyboard with my arrow buttons so they're barely overlapped. I don't want to really have any more of that of an overlap because I want to be able to use that as my center line as well. Now before I weld it, I'm going to come over to my to my kiss cut line, and I'm going to draw a line here exactly across there so that my kiss cut line will be exactly in the center. And now I can come over, select my rectangle here, holding my shift key down, select this rectangle, hit weld, and I now have a card. It's ready to cut out. That's all there is to it. If you have any more questions, just let me know. I'll be glad to answer them for you.